My name is Susan Wilson. I live in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I have chronic regional pain syndrome, which is reflex sympathetic dystrophy. And I find that a lot of doctors don't know what that is. Even my own doctor, my own regular doctor, when I go in, they just kind of look at you cross-eyed and don't really know what that pain is. Or they say, I've heard of it, but they're not really aware of how to treat it. And it is a burning pain, like bee stings or Indian burns, like when someone does that to your arm, which I got from a surgery in 1996 after getting hurt at work. Twisted my knee, thought I could handle it through physical therapy, and if my knee finally locked up, and I had surgery. And from the time I woke up from surgery, I had problems: swollen leg, black and blue, purple. And at that point, I had just filed a workers' comp claim, even though I hadn't when I got hurt 2 or 3 months earlier. But when I had to go to surgery, I was like, okay, well, I tried to handle it on my own. But so I did the surgery, and then from that day on, I've never worked. I've been fighting with this battle the entire time. All right, I used to be, originally started out in the restaurant business, in the banking business when I was younger, and then I got into the restaurant business, and I worked through corporate America, worked for major restaurant chains, manager, district manager, regional manager, stayed home for a couple years, had a daughter, opened up a few businesses of my own, and so I've always worked, always taken care of myself, and then I got hurt at work. Haven't worked since then, and that's really been a struggle, emotionally, mentally, financially, not being able to provide, not being able to take care of, my child like I wanted to, and not being able to, go water skiing or snow skiing or any of the things that I used to do avidly before. And it's been frustrating because when you're self-sufficient and then you're not self-sufficient and you have to rely on the system to take care of you or fight your way through. In my case, I fought through workers' comp. I won every case that I did, and within days they'd cut you off again off your benefits, and I'd have to file for another suit, and it would take a year to go through the system. It took me 12 years to settle with workers' comp. And had I not found the doctor that I had found, Dr. Webster, I probably would still be fighting with them. And so it's very frustrating that when you have a chronic pain system, you really need to seek every resource that you can, whether it's an internet site or your doctor, or legal help, or any one of those things. Right. I think as I've said, it's like if I say I have a headache, or if you tell me you have a headache, I don't see that. I don't understand that, and I only know that when I have a headache, that's what it feels like, and I don't think that most people know what burning pain feels like, or if someone has sciatic pain or back pain or a swollen foot. I mean, you don't really know what that feels like to have a reference point. And there's no scale to measure pain. There's no test to measure pain. There's nothing other than eliminating sources of the pain, whether it be a tumor or something out of alignment, or just any way of evaluating pain, some malady that you may have. And so you look normal to people. Like I've said that, I get out of my car, I have a handicap parking thing, and I get out of the car and I have people stare at me because I look normal. And, if they knew what was going on inside my body, they would say, let me out, I don't want to be in here, So it's very hard to describe pain. I think that is a problem that people with chronic pain suffer with. I found for me that I'm going to hurt whether I am active or I'm not active. And with my pain syndrome, if you don't move, that it likes that, and it just takes over more. And so in my case, it atrophies your muscles and demineralizes your bones. And so you, like, even when if I sit down for an hour, I'm stiff when I get up. And so the more that I move, the better off it is for my body. So I walk, I have dogs, which are probably my saving grace, because it's, insanity on four paws on a daily, hourly, daily basis. They're just fun. Um, and so I walk them 2 or 3 miles a day, um, separately. They're too big to walk together, but separately. I have a parrot who is quite amusing, and I go to the pool. I go to physical therapy in the pool, and I also go to the gym and I work out. And I just try to do, I find for me that the more I move, the more things that I do physically, that although I'm in pain, it makes the pain more tolerable. Obviously, I'm on a good dose of narcotics. I have to be to survive. And I really think that people need to get the right narcotic, or the right um, um, combination of them. For me, I've tried everything that's out there, and many of them make me very loopy and very sick. I take methadone, which is it has a bad rap, and it shouldn't. And for me, I'm not loopy now. I'm talking and coherent, but with all pain medicines, people need to be extremely careful and follow their doctor's orders exactly. And you you won't have problems with it as long as because you're gonna, you can't take extra and feel better. It doesn't work that way, and it's just a matter of time before it catches up with you. And we've had so many problems with pain medications and deaths and things, that people are in so much pain that they don't find other things. They just think the pill's going to solve it, and they really need to look at other things I might be able to be more physically active than other people. I have bad knees, but I get a brace for my knee, and I wear, supports, and I work out my legs to keep them strong. And I think people need to do what works for them. Maybe I've seen in rest homes where they're playing, different, and they're playing, in a wheelchair, and they're throwing, bowling or doing whatever, whatever you can do, you need to not give up. You need to push yourself.